Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Or should I say, welcome to tomorrow. Or anyway, super late start, but it was unavoidable. Let's see. Mary H, thank you so much for being first. And Leg says, this HRH is just a deflection from Meghan's good work. Here, here. Here, here. Thank you very much for the super chat. By the way, I don't think we'll be here more than 3 or 4 hours. Oops, did I let that slip? I don't think we'll be here more than an hour or so. Okay. Candy. Why call my sugar candy? I'm sweet on candy, and candy's sweet on me. He understands me, 'cause I need simple things. Okay, slides are coming up. Oh, I wish there were more of him. No, wait, that's wrong. I wish that there was 4 of him, so I could love that much more of him. He's taken my sweetheart. What's that? Wow, 7 a.m. in UK, getting ready for a school run. Well, top of the morning to you, and the rest of the day to yourself. Okay. This was just one of those days where everybody felt like talking. And I'm just like, okay, well, I got to go because I got to get to work. And I got a few phone calls. But that's okay. It's people I love that I needed to catch up with. Um, it's amazing how many times I could be here all day and my phone never rings. And then when I need to do something, here comes Lottie, Dottie, and everybody. All right. Fellow insomniac Legs is up. Fancy, you're always here. Thank you so much. Um, Empress Energy for Life. Okay. And I think Lydia is probably gone to bed, but that's good. She don't need to lose any sleep hanging around with us. At least I hope she's not. So yeah, anybody who's asleep, that's okay. We'll make it do what it do. Uh Legs. Let's see. I see this is getting under your skin. The annoying part is even if she used her HRH for that purpose, it wouldn't be controversial because the Sandringham Agreement was null and void when they stripped security funds and Frogmore. You know what? I'm going to do a bell anyway because that is very that you're right. You're right because they broke their promise first, and there's really not anything they could do about it. There's nothing that, let me put it to you like this. There's nothing that they could do that, first of all, would wouldn't seem spiteful and unjustified and petty. And they will definitely call into question the need for titles anyway. So I don't know. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it's turning into HRH gate. Congratulations to Kearney. What's his name? John Kearney? Ben Kearney? But anyway, I like him. There is a photo floating around of him giving the finger, but I don't think it's real. I think it's an AI photo, but it looks like a Time magazine. But either way, as far as I'm concerned, the current occupant of the White House needs somebody to put him in his place. And if it takes the Prime Minister of Canada, oh no, what's her name? Dallas star Priscilla Pointer, who played matriarch of the two main feuding families. Oh, she was 100 years old. She just passed away. My goodness. She is like, who was Steven Spielberg's mother-in-law. Wow, she was like the matriarch of the Kennedy family, huh? Except, of course, she was a television actress. Okay, well, good for her. She had a good long life. That's a good round number, 100. 100. Huh. Okay. Candy. 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 Okay. Oh my goodness, there was a never mind. I don't want to say what it was. Okay. All right, you guys, let's get on with it, shall we? Okay. Did we figure out what his first name is yet? That's what I was looking for. I think it's John, right? Connie Balmer. Hey, Connie Balmer. Yeah, congratulations to our neighbors north of the border. And I wish him every success. And he's a Democrat, a liberal or whatever. So I really like him. Nice, good liberal head of state. Yeah, so congratulations to him. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys. I'm still here. I was just looking for something. Um, Mark Carney. That's his name. Is Mark Carney, not John. Mark Carney. God bless him. Hey, did you guys see him singing hip hop earlier? They have a video of him singing a hip hop song or a rap song or something like that. I'm like, okay, I like him. He's into rap music. I'm really not, but at least you know what I'm saying. He has some youthful like traits about him. Mark Carney, hip hop. I don't think it was my imagination. Not Carney, Carney. Ah, there it is. I see it now. It says Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney viral dance with Down with Webster's steals the show. All about the band. Okay. Yeah, Mark Carney down with Webster. That's what he was dancing to. I thought that was pretty cool. I'll put it in the link if I can find it. Let me see here. Oh my God, this is rich. I love it. Okay, you guys, I will put the link in the chat for you so you guys can see it if you like. But this is Mark Carney showing his music. Okay, let me see here. Yeah, he is so cool. I like him. He is so cool. He's down with it. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So, oh no, that's not it. My channel. There we go. And I will put that link at the top of the chat so you guys can see our very cool, hip Prime Minister to the North. There you go. Yeah, he's got a lot of energy. He's got some good energy. Thank God, too, because I don't. Well, anyway, I'm not going to say that. But Winsome Jones, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you so much for being here tonight on Royal Sussex. Hi, Janice Goodrich. So anyway, I don't think there'll be that many people here tonight. That's okay. Bunny Rose is here, so who else is here? Carmen is here. Angry Sowers. Compton Cali Gal. Pamela Vickers Tuttle. Yeah, so if it's just a handful of us, that's fine. Perlina Answer is here. Sharon Fowler. Yeah, we're cool. We don't need anybody else. So, Dr. Dredd is here. Lydia Washington. I thought you were probably sleeping or something. Oh, well, thank you so much for joining us. You know, with it being so late and all, but, or being so early and all. Sussex Riviera is here. Okay. So these are some photos. There's only a handful of photos from the event, the Living Legends of Aviation. I mean, just a handful of them, and this is one of them. So, anyway, it's good to see just these handful. Here's another one right here, little group shot. I kind of feel like I've seen this one already. How about Kurt Russell, right? I mean, this guy deserves to win an honor just for the hair. Just for the hair. He deserves to win because of his hair. And Buzz Aldrin, right? Astronaut Buzz Aldrin. There's a movie or documentary or something coming out about him soon. And well, as you can see, he's on oxygen. So, but he is a hero, national hero, and I wish him well. He's looks like he's wearing his Presidential Medal of Freedom or Medal of Honor or whatever. So, anyway, I wish him well because I recall when Trump was in office the first time, and this guy could not even pretend to hide his disdain for what he was hearing. He was making these faces that were hilarious. But wow. good energy between the astronaut and the Black Hawk helicopter pilot, global statesman. Big Mama, good morning to you. Now, oh Lord, you know what? I knew it was something I didn't do. I wanted to share that video with you. And by the way, have you guys seen how huge, how massive Omid Scobie is? Omid Scobie looks like he's ready to play in an Avengers movie. Omid Scobie is huge, you guys, huge. I mean, just massive. It's unreal how buffed he is now. Unreal. Uh-oh. Did I okay, I see what I did here. Okay, I'll have that video up very soon. But yeah, Omid Scobie is huge. He's not that he's not that lanky kid he used to be. He I'll see if I can find a photo of him, but I'm just like, Omid? Little Omid Scobie? Oh yes, I will. I'll grab a couple of pictures of him so you can see. Anyway, that video is coming up. Meghan was out in her garden, and it looks like Harry was laughing at her a little bit, trying to lug those flowers. But of course, he was working the camera, so he could not interfere. And of course, Meghan was the subject. So, yeah, he didn't want to interfere, but I will grab that for you. Here goes. Okay, so as promised, I was going to share let me see here. I just cannot believe that that's little Omid Scobie. I'm going to show you in just a second. Let me find at least one more photo. There was one in particular And I'm telling you, he looks like he was about to burst out of the screen. But yeah, his workout routine is very important to him. So he's handling his business. Wow, Omid Scobie. He's not going to be pushed around anymore. I can assure you of that. Okay, let me see. All right. So I got a couple of pics. I didn't see the one that was almost frightening yet. Maybe he removed it, but there was one that looks like better have my money. No. Well, okay, that one seems to be gone. At least I don't see it anymore. Okay, go back. All right, ready? All right, here we go. Let me see. I'll do it like this. Okay, and then there's that one. Okay, see what I mean? He has really made some progress. He has really made some progress. Look at that. That was that was 48 weeks ago. Don't know how old that one is, but this is one of the more recent ones. That's Omid Scobie, you guys. That is Omid Scobie, not one of the new um, members of the Avengers. Not an Olympic gymnast. Omid Scobie, little Omid. Can you believe it? He's in California, and I guess whenever his new TV show or whatever comes out, I guess he's making it known that he's not taking no crap off of nobody. So let me see if I can find an old photo of him to compare it to, before he left the UK. Maybe this one. Yeah, from like a year ago. Maybe from a year ago. Yeah, I don't see any to make a comparison. But yeah, that is Omid. What's that? Oh my lord, he's ripped. Oh my, he's ripped. I thought you meant he got in a custom. No. No, he's been going to the gym. Yeah. Can you believe it? That's little Omid Scobie. This was at Coachella, whatever they call it. Very California, huh? He is officially a Californian. Yeah, so look at the progress from here to here. See there? California living. Yeah. Yeah. When I cannot find the one. I think he took it down, but there was one that I saw the other day. I'm like, damn, Omid. I couldn't believe it. But yeah, and I think he thought twice about posting that one. But yep, that one is gone. Yeah, there seems to be a big gap between photos, so I think he probably did decide to take that one down. Okay, let's get on with it then. What's that? British media? Hate beautiful, picturesque mansion. Cry more. All right. So I was over here and we just looked at Meghan out in the garden. You can kind of hear Harry laughing in the background or whatever he was doing. But wow, look at that beautiful landscape. Oh my God, that's beautiful. That is gorgeous. That is too funny. How sweet. How sweet. Very sweet. I love that. I love that. You live your best life, sis. Live your best life. Okay, moving on. Meghan, makeup free and living rent free in the heads of some of those derangers. By the way, notice the nice background that I use. That was the wonderful card that I received yesterday. I love that. It's got a nice. It's good for the background. I like the colors, kind of muted. I like that. Um, And these were posted on Limonada today. Did you guys listen to the Limonada? I listened to it, and oh my gosh, I was literally sitting there on the edge of my seat listening to Jamie speaking about the roller coaster ride that she had to endure just to get her makeup line on QVC. It was QVC, right? That was so interesting. So interesting. The fact that they felt as though no one would buy makeup from her based on her appearance. They would, we don't think you're a good fit for our customers. They did not ask the customers. You know, looking back on it, it's it seems like QVC should have had a focus group, of people that could review some of the um, entrepreneurs that were trying to sell on their channel, right? Have a focus group of individuals without giving them any leading um, ideas, without trying to sabotage people, and let them decide if they would buy makeup from her. And the thing is, she was already selling makeup. She already had customers online, but it exploded in popularity once they reached QVC. And if you think about it nowadays we have men, not transgender, just men selling makeup, not trying to transition. They're selling makeup. They're putting on makeup, selling all kind of elixirs and stuff to women or other men. How short-sighted. A woman comes to you and says, I have a terrible problem with rosacea. I have a makeup that is good for women who have problem skin like me. And based upon her weight or her appearance or both, they just said, no, you're not a good fit. And looking back on it, it really was short-sighted for them to make that assumption, and that she actually encountered the same person that told her you're not a good fit. By the time the product was in place and just about to take off, he was on the verge of retirement. And that really blew my mind when I found out that they hired him as a consultant. She and her husband are even though she sold the company, I believe that she and her husband are still the biggest stakeholders. So, very interesting conversation. And I didn't know anything about her. I learned a whole lot about her, and what I learned, I like. I like her. I think she's a very courageous person. I'm glad that she stuck to her convictions. She knew that the product would sell. She knew that she was the one to sell the product, and she just did not let them defeat her. The other part that I like was when she said that they told her, we're going to give you these models, and they all looked alike. They all had the same skin. And she's like, no, I need someone older. I'll use my face. And, she wanted to have a variety of people, real women, in other words. So I'm kind of pissed a bit. I'm a little pissed that anybody could be so short-sighted and not think out of the box. What would it have cost them to just give her a break? She had to go a whole, 6 years in between someone finally, in between being dismissed because they didn't like the way she looked, to the point where someone was like, well, call me or whatever. I'm just like, God, is life really so, I mean, not life, but are people really so shallow? I guess the answer is yes. That's using your own fears, your own anxieties about your appearance, and also your prejudice. And the other thing is this. She said she was kind of glad that the guy did not accept her at the time, because she would have practically gave him the company and accepted a very small reward in exchange for it. But because of the runaround, by the time her company took off, she and her husband were still in a position of power with the company. They didn't have to mortgage their souls and make someone else rich and probably ruin the product in the process. So it wasn't like it served no purpose. But if you have not listened to it, do not assume because of the conversation that Meghan had on her podcast that there's nothing to glean from it. I promise you, it was absolutely powerful. It was enlightening. It was so much more than what I thought it was going to be. It was one of those things where I really had to lean in because I didn't want to miss anything. So, I'm super impressed with her. I can see why so many people look up to her. I can see why she motivates so many people. Carlene Beckford says sometimes some disappointment is a blessing in disguise. Yes, it is. We learned that with the Sussexes, though, didn't we? No half in, no half out. They would have used the half in and the threat of being out as leverage to control them. I don't know. Truth is, I don't know much about them. I suppose pretty soon I will learn more, but I'm embarrassed to say I don't know a whole lot about them. Oh, she was larger back then? Yeah. Well, QVC is where my aunt used to buy my pot stickers. Oh, by the way, you guys, did I tell you that my cousin told me he believes that there are some more pot stickers in the freezer? Yeah, he believes that there may be additional pot stickers in her freezer. I'm gonna have to go and investigate because I'm just about out of the ones that she gave me. So QVC shoppers are mature women. Most do go shopping at the boutiques. Well, you guys, one of the things that I make sure of is that I orientate the conversations here at Royal Sussex for a more mature audience. That's why I make sure that I'm not, the theme music is not so aggressive and everything like that. Because as an older person myself, um, I can barely watch videos where the camera's jumping all over the place. I don't like a lot of, you know, jumpy music and such. Um, the club music and everything. I still listen to it. It has its place, but I prefer something a little less, exciting. And like sometimes when I'm putting together those short videos, I know sometimes the music is a bit much and I'm just like, ugh. I wish I wouldn't have used that because it's a little past I'm past that point in my life. So seeing that most of the audience here is over a certain age, then I think that some things ought to remain age appropriate. So, um, because I know what triggers me, right? Just like I, I don't mind crowds and stuff like that, but being in a kind of frantic situation, I noticed that I get exhausted very fast. So again, age appropriate. Hello, Ivy here. Yes, Mark Carney is a former governor, head of the Bank of England. Really? Okay. Did not know that. How are you, Ivy? Okay. So anyway, again, if you have not watched this episode of Confessions of a Female Founder, um, I have to say I found this riveting. It was so interesting. I just I am so in awe of Jamie's commitment to her product. It was a lot of gut instincts. It was using a lot of faith and the fact that she believed in herself in spite of everything. Um, it was emotionally draining. I don't know how many people could have endured the rejection, that level of rejection. If I'm correct, I think it was like what about 6 years of rejection. That is incredible. 6 years of it. 6 years of having to risk bankruptcy, homelessness, but in her heart, she knew she had something, something that could help other people. And on the road to success, she learned so much about herself, about what she was capable of. So I'm like, gosh, do I need to go back and listen to that again? Okay. If you just joined us and you're not sure who Mark Carney is, um, oh, I got to go back further, don't I? There we go. That is the new prime minister, Mark Carney, the new prime minister, and also one hell of a hip hop artist. Yeah, this guy likes to go where the party is in a very respectful manner, of course. But yeah, I like him. There's a link at the top of the chat where you can see he's like, rocking out with the rest of the people. So check it out when you get the opportunity. Wow. Wow, that is so cool. Like I said, I like him. I think he's pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna go on to the next thing. And is that it? Okay. And also Meghan out in her garden. Oh, there was this. Did I? Oh, do I have that one? Hold on a second. I do have it. I'm going to share it with you. And then we're going to talk about what we're looking at here. We will discuss exactly what we're looking at here. I'm so fancy. You already know. I'm so fancy. Ah, yeah. Hello to you too. Okay. That's not what I'm looking for. Oh, nope. That's not what I'm looking for. Oh, you guys. Oh, you guys. Yesterday, I'm not going to show it here because I'm just a little rattled by it. But um Dr. Shola went there. Dr. Shola went there. Um she's a little late going there, but she seems to have an issue with Archwell. Yeah, Dr. Shola seems to have an issue with Archwell's decision. Now, she was very careful to say the Archwell um, people and not really speaking directly of our faves. But I was surprised. And, you know, if you felt that way about it, why did you wait until like what, a week later before you express your dissatisfaction about something that is totally the Sussex's prerogative or the Archwell prerogative? It was kind of strange. It was like maybe a 6 minute rant. Um, I'm not going to just, turn against her, but this is like the second time that I'm just like, oh, do pipe down. But yeah, I was shocked only because of the timing. I didn't understand the timing of it. It seems like something that should have been settled either at that, you know, moment or not at all. It seemed as though she wasn't going to address the topic, but then all of a sudden, there she was, um, furious. Excuse me. So, don't know if you guys saw that, but that was what she posted yesterday. And I'm like, Shola, are we really doing this? Are we really doing this? And I guess the answer is yes. But she, if I recall, I think she was one of the ones that was seemingly trying to, uh, I don't know, it had to do with the election. I hate to even repeat it because it's probably best to put it behind us. But she was expressing her disappointment with Joe Biden, and it was during that ugly period uh, when people in the squad was literally turning against each other. So, but I'm going to leave it there because, excuse me, no sense in bringing that stuff back up again. But okay, so I have the video ready for this one. It's only 15 seconds. Well, says she did separate the Sussexes from the Archwell board. She is consistent, yeah. What's that? I have blocked Dr. Shola on every platform. She's cloud chasing now. Um, yeah, it seems. How do I put it? It seems like there's an entertaining component of what she's doing. Um, it almost seems like it's for entertainment purposes more so than any like academic exercise or thought provoking comment. It has turned into something very almost like she's one of those one like she's one of the TikToker kids, kind of, sort of. And the level of anger sometimes is so, you know, I feel connected when someone is outraged about certain things, but I cannot function at that level of hostility every day. And it's exhausting to me to watch anyone function at that level of hostility, um, where everything that comes out of you is not just words, but you're uh, like some big blowhard, or is the word bloviating or whatever, where it's just like that is exhausting to me. So I cannot deal with that energy every day. I cannot deal with that energy every day. That's exhausting to me. So I I I I didn't like it. I thought, I'm like, okay, it's been a week now. It's been a week, and she's carrying on about it like it happened yesterday. And that was just a little bit too intense. It's been a week. You've had over a week. It's over a week, should I say. It's been over a week. You've had all this time to voice your frustrations. And now that people have essentially moved on, it's like, oh, I am so upset. And I'm like, really? This late into it? So yeah, it's hard to look at as it being anything more than just some disingenuous clout chasing or whatever. So I'm like, Dr. Shola, a little late for that, hon. I mean, in principle, I agree with a lot of things that she says, but the delivery, I found it a bit nauseating. All right, you tell it. You tell it. I like that. Okay. Well, um, anybody who ignores the fact that the Sussexes are in a very, very sensitive position, and that when you have little ones to consider, when you have your own safety and well being to consider, um, anything that they say and do could um, cause a great deal of unnecessary noise. So you'd almost have to have been asleep to miss the fact, and this is something I point out all the time, is that they're not on Donald Trump's radar. Harry is not on Donald Trump's radar. But people that, if I could use Ivy's words, that are clout chasing, or people who have a certain agenda, people who want to use them in this cultural war, they want to invoke their names. And by doing that, it puts them in a very dangerous situation because, I mean, after all, we're very concerned about their safety most days. And there are people who would like to trigger all types of anger and hostility against them just for clicks and such. And so I'm very sensitive about anyone who speaks their name because it seems as though the person who's outraged runs the risk of putting their safety at risk because they're upset about a certain this or that or whatever. Um, and that's what I didn't like. That's what I didn't like because the language was strong enough where she could actually find herself used as a talking point, which is why I really have a problem with Bill Maher right now. Bill Maher has been used by the right wing. And a lot of times, the right wing, they are just cherry picking comments from people presumed to be on the left wing to use against the rest of the left leaning public, the left leaning politicians or artists or whoever. And so what you're doing is you're giving them ammunition. They would love to take her words. And had she done this sooner, then she would have probably have been all over the place. But because she waits all this time before she gets so morally outraged, that window of opportunity has passed. Thank goodness. But had she been so frustrated and outraged sooner, I have no doubt that they would have used her as leverage. I feel the way I feel about um, the genocide that's taken place, but I also have a responsibility right here at home. I have a responsibility to my community right here at home. I have a lot of friends that feel as though they have a target on them now because of their race, because of their gender, because of their sexual preference, because of a lot of things. I have a friend that's mixed race that looks um very Hispanic. This is someone his whole life people have walked up to him speaking Spanish and he has to say, "Oh, I don't speak Spanish." So I'm always wondering, is he going to get, snatched off the street by ICE one of these days? And they just won't believe him? It could happen. Okay, so let me grab that video and I will show it to you. And then we will discuss it on the other side. But the video has a very interesting provenance. I just used the big word provenance. Let me see here. By the way, there's no sound. Okay, one more time. One more time. Okay, so apparently, the other day we talked about Alex Beresford, right? The company that provided this service, this white glove delivery service, is owned by Alex Beresford's wife, Imogene. That is Imogene's company. It's called Colford. And let's see, hand picked and hand delivered. And so they shared this with Meghan. And of course, as ever, they, did the little whatever you call that. And right here, we've been helping Meghan spread jam and joy across the UK. And then here on the right, you can see we carefully cushioned, with carefully cushioned arrival for the first, what does that say? I can barely see that. Let me see. Well, anyway, that's that company is owned by Alex Beresford's wife. So maybe that explains why Alex Beresford received one of the jams, and of course the other gift that Meghan threw in there. So what does this mean in the future? I have no idea. I have no idea. Um, will this be another opportunity to see Alex Beresford with his shirt removed? Maybe. But anyway, that's his wife, Imogene Beresford. And while I was looking through all that, I came across a picture of Alex Beresford's dad. I've never seen him before. Making memories on Race Across the World with Dad. Missed the little guy we met in the last pic. Wanted to bring him with us. So I don't know what that means, but that is his dad. In case you've never seen him before, I thought I might share that with you. So I'm guessing dad is where Alex Beresford learned the importance of standing up for the women in his life, even if it's a fellow, well, not a fellow Brit. Yeah, I guess you could say fellow Brit, Meghan. Yeah, I suppose that's where he learned to stick up for the women in his life. And seeing that Meghan was a public figure and a member of the royal family and such, he decided that he should stick up for her. Oh, they won. I did not know that. I didn't even know what this was, to be honest with you. But yeah, I thought that was nice. His father seems like a really nice guy. I'm gonna have to try to find some clips of that on the YouTube or something like that. Have you ever used that service before? I did not know it was a thing. I didn't know that the white glove service was a thing, but interesting. Interesting. I guess if you need to, do something in a classy way, that is the way to do it. Oh, sorry. Looking for that one. Yeah, that's pretty classy. I mean, it's better than, if you want to do something really posh like that, then better to have someone in a well-fitted suit and white gloves to do it than, something else. Really? Okay. Okay, I will try to make sure I take a look at that. If it's available here, available. If it's available here, not available. We need restock in the US, but happy our UK squad is getting some goodies. Yes, I'm ready for a restock. I want to make those cookies again for sure. I really enjoyed those cookies. Okay, let's move on then. Oh my God, yes, she has. Took a break from the Cowboy Carter tour promo to show Harry and Meghan some love. That is what one of the squaddies said. Well, apparently, Beyonce's publicist, Yvette, sharing the video of Meghan calling Harry a fox and talking about how much he supports their family. She's been showing our Meg so much love lately. Oh, nice. I'm not familiar with Yvette, but I'm glad to know that people are sharing that. It's good to know that. Hmm. Oh, um, that is a possibility that they're trying to sabotage things. Harry and Meghan have really been crushing it lately, and I'm more than certain that 2024 is going to surpass. I'm sorry, 2025 is going to surpass 2024. They have really been crushing it, and of course, this is Megan's year. Harry was quite dominant last year, but this is Megan's year. This is going to be Megan's year. They're both going to do very well this year. Okay. Let me go back here before we get started with that crap. But let me see. I'm going to take a look at a couple of your comments. Hi, Heather Stroud. Okay. All right. So, in response to um, Harry and Meghan's very obvious affection for each other, the Left Behind Royals, they, I'm not even sure. I'm trying to fix my words to say what I need to say. They were doing the most today. This was it. Okay, I'll say this. It seems more convincing than that nonsense at the beach and, all that kind of stuff. It makes more sense than that. I'm not sure there's much of an audience, but if you notice, a royal welcome, and this is just one of the big headlines that was used for the rollout of Will and Kate 2.0. This is like a rebrand for their relationship. Lots of touching, lots of glances and such, although there are a few still photos where you can see um, William finds it difficult to stay in character. And I think the idea was to go to this seaside town um, as though they were, I don't know, Harry and Meghan. definitely some place where they wouldn't encounter rejection or people chanting um, slogans at them like "Down with the Crown," "Ditch the Duchies," and "Not My King." They wanted to make sure that they avoided that, so they went to this little seaside town where nothing ever happens, so that they could, get the kids all tanked up on chocolates and such and pass out whatever flags and all that stuff. Um, but yeah, and then of course they went over by the water because they do that all the time, right? And they just but remember, you guys, the palace will no longer release Kate Middleton's outfit details, right? Or Kensington Palace clarifies Kate Middleton's new style, right? Kate Middleton's frustration with being fashion trendsetter. Now, you know what? You know what? That one was going just too far. And of course, the palace denies reports about sharing Kate Middleton's. Well, anyway, it says here, same thing, that they're not going to discuss her fashion. So if they're not going to talk about her hair, if they're not going to talk about her fashion, nobody's interested in the early years. What are they going to talk about? Right? Princess of Wales, focus on my work, not my wardrobe. Focus on my work, not my wardrobe. Well, if they can't focus on your hair, your fashion, I don't know if it's a good idea to remind people that you don't work. This broad then had 3 or 4 holidays since Christmas. So, what is there to focus on? Not your incredible intellect. You don't have one. And what did they put? Heir to the throne. Heir to the throne. Did they not get the message that we're not supposed to talk about that? Did they not get the memo? We're not supposed to talk about the way she looked. We ain't supposed to talk about her style. But absent anything else, that's all there is to talk about. Kate debuts new hair for the summer as she and William tour the Isle of Mull. I guess they wanted to go mull it over on their 14th wedding anniversary and pays tribute to William with subtle outfit detail. Wait a minute, we're not supposed to talk about her clothes. We ain't supposed to talk about that. And as you can see, William is not really on board with all of this gushing and smiling and carrying on. Isn't it incredible how the other day when William was by himself, he was jumping all over the place, smiling and grinning from ear to ear, but sharing the spotlight with Catherine does not seem to suit him. It does not seem to suit him. This is one of those unguarded moments. And mind you, I don't believe this is one of the photos that was published. They did not publish anything where he wasn't smiling. I got this from another source. William is not completely on board with this. It is such a contrast, his appearance here in comparison to when he went to that what was it, a shelter or whatever, playing the video games and talking to all those massive, strapping, strong black men, none of which who were willing to sleep rough, by the way. But there were all those black men around him, which seems to energize him. But here, not so much. I guess it wasn't enough black men to sleep rough with. So if I was, you know, one of the what do you call those people? The courtiers. If I was a courtier, I would hedge my bet on more black men for them to spend time with. It makes for a better photo. William's happy. They're a bit puzzled, but willing participants. Kate has overcome her fear. So I think next time, um, I'm afraid you're going to have some people of African descent. Otherwise, it really is a waste of time. It's a waste of everybody's time. It doesn't seem to serve a purpose. But yeah, I noticed that William did not seem to be as enthusiastic. Together forever, William and Kate share tender moment and touching message on their 14th wedding anniversary as the royals return to the Isle of Mull and the Princess of Wales debuts new hair for the summer. That's new hair, y'all. That is new hair. Um, I think they said she has some blonde highlights. Why is her face so big? I'm not trying to be funny, but why is her face so big? Did you notice that? Her face is so full. It almost looks scary, doesn't it? Almost like she's wearing a mask. You know what? Have a Strout. That is a very good observation. If Kate is smiling, Willie frowns. Yeah, if she smiles too much, then Willie starts to frown. Gus, I'm trying to think, what day was that when William was surrounded by all those people of color? I wanted to take another look at that. Do you all remember? He was surrounded by all those people of color. Okay. Maybe it was the 24th? No, maybe it was the 25th. Let me try the 25th. Black man, where did you come from? Black man. Oh yeah, it was the 25th. Black man. That's what William is singing right now. Black man, where did you come from? Black man, black man. That's a nasty laugh, ain't it? Okay. Okay, so here we go. Now, of course, both William and Kate have overcome their fear. You all are cutting up in the comments. Uh, Now, as you can see, and by the way, you guys, I told you that photo of William with his mouth, that was not his mouth. That was somebody kind of fooled around with it. To be fair, he has a that crap eating grin, but it doesn't look anything like that picture that has been circulating, where his mouth looks all distorted. Oh, remember this girl right here? She was so funny, wasn't she? I love her. I love her. She was so funny. The best part is that you could just kind of hear her laughing to herself in the background. Um, Let me see, where is she at? You know, Afua, is that her name? Afua, the one that wears that big wig. I need her to try some translucent powder. I really need her to try a good translucent powder. I don't know how to bring up the subject, but I think she needs a good translucent powder. There's so many things on the market now where you can kind of, take the shine down a little bit, but that's distracting for me. That's a bit of a distraction. Just a translucent powder, that's all. She doesn't have to overdo it, but she always looked like she about to slip right out the chair. Is this it? No, that's not it. Yeah, it's distracting. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be rude, but it's a bit distracting. Just a nice little translucent powder. Uh what is that? I'm gonna put that up at the top, whatever that is. There you go. What is it? Oh, that's the oh yeah. That's her. Oh my goodness, you found it. Yeah, she was funny. Oh, this is a different video, is it? Anyway, she's funny. I love her. You know what? I didn't know she had a channel. Oh, I am subscribed. I am subscribed. I love her. She is so funny. I'm gonna have to watch that. Oh my god, you know what? And the thing is, she doesn't even try to be funny. I don't think she even works at it, but she is hilarious. Yeah,
I really like this.
she is hilarious. Let me see. I'll let you guys. Oh my god. What is that? I got too many things going on here. I need to focus on something or the other. But I got too many things going. Okay, listen, I'm not gonna bother with that right now. Oh Lord. Let me just focus on one thing. But yeah, I gotta watch her channel more because she is hilarious. I'm gonna share that on the community tab. I'll put it on the community tab right now. So like, share, right? And subscribe. Okay, there we go. So, in case you guys aren't able to look at it right now, I put it on the community post. So that way you can go back and check it out later. Why did she make me laugh like that? But it's just, I don't know. She's so funny. It's the very I think what it is just the way that she I don't even know how to describe it, but she's hilarious. I love her. Hey, Church Nelly. Well, Church Nelly, I went on much later today. Much, much later. I mean, even late for me. It was like 1:30, I think. Couldn't get my crap together today. Everybody kept calling me. One call after the other. I'm just like, I can be here all day and the phone never rings, but when I'm trying to get some stuff done, it was one person after the other. And I was glad though, because I wanted to talk to everybody that called, but I suppose I could have just like excused myself, but I couldn't. Okay, so moving on. Moving on. How did I get there? Wait, that's the 25th. Well, since we're here, why don't I do this? Since we were talking about Alex Beresford earlier, there we go. With that delivery that was made. Feeling jammy. Thank you, Duchess. My fave flavor as well. So that is what was hand delivered for, well, actually, we don't know if that was the actual delivery that was made, but that was how we first knew that there was some kind of connection with As Ever and Beresford. Okay, moving back over here. Now, as you can see here, there's Kate with her big face up in that poor little child's face. The little baby is trying to hide. And you can see what appears to be her little sister is trying to figure out what the heck is that. I think he's either, she's looking at William, because you can see William right there. Unfortunately, William was cut off in the photo, but it seems as though the poor child is trying to figure out what exactly William is. Is he nice? Is he going to try to eat me? What is that? So, yeah, the poor child looks a bit confused. And then there's this gesture. William is looks like she's going in for the pat on the butt. William's little moneymaker. The little moneymaker he likes to shake every so often when he's out on the dance floor. When he's doing that little jerking motion that he's so famous for. Yeah. I better not say that. Oh boy. Let me move on before I get in trouble. Hey, what is the name of that the little pastry with the with like the pizza flavor on the inside? What is the name of that? It's a little frozen you put it in the oven and it gets real crusty. What do they call those things? It's in like a pastry and it has like seasoned meat and whatever sauce. Oh, well. That's what I'm trying not to say. Yes, Lydia, that's what I'm trying not to say. His what you said. That's what I'm trying not to say. Okay, so before I get in trouble, let me move on. And of course, there's this tender moment, and the co-conspirator, Rebecca English. Rebecca English is there, of course. A very happy couple on their 14th wedding anniversary. Rebecca English is the what do you call it? She is the gatekeeper. She's the one that helps them shape their message. So this whole little thing was orchestrated by Kensington Palace, by the tabloid media, which includes Rebecca English, allegedly. And it was an opportunity for them to do a reset because this connection that the Sussexes have is is making them look pretty awkward. So they need to demonstrate to people that they are this very close couple, that they think about each other often, they work as a team. It's me and you against the world, right? So that is what they're doing. They're creating the greatest story ever told, or the greatest myth ever made up, whatever you want to call it. That's what they're trying to do. They want to convince people that Will and Kate are in it for the long haul. I don't know how much traction it got, though. I don't know who's the target audience. But this is just a few of the photos. There's a whole bunch. This is a massive campaign that they have just started. And remember, they didn't know how to word it properly because initially they called it a vacation. And Ministry of Hacks actually said that people were inboxing him and criticizing him for saying that. And he eventually found the proof that this was supposed to be billed as Will and Kate on holiday. They were trying to make it into like this romantic comedy type of situation. In other words, like Harry and Meghan's trips. Because it's Will and Kate, they really didn't have any place to go. They wanted it to be like a festive situation. They could not possibly afford to have another one of those royal tour mistakes. So they chose this little seaside community where they don't really have any purpose to be there, but it was just to use that community as a backdrop to rebuild their brand as this intense and loved up husband and wife. I think that was what the goal was. Or as I as we've all been saying, to be more Harry and Meghan. That's what the goal is, to be more Harry and Meghan, less Will and Kate. It makes you wonder how's Charles doing. You know what I'm saying? Well, William did hire um, um, Princess Diana's divorce lawyer. He did hire the divorce lawyer. Maybe that was just something that they did to, I guess, send a message to Catherine. Maybe that was to send a message to Catherine. Don't play with me. Nana? No, as a matter of fact, there was supposed to be Nana bank robbery. There was supposed to be like Nana doing this big takedown of Meghan, but I didn't actually see it. I just saw that there was like some kind of clip about it, but I don't know. I don't know what she said or anything like that. But GB News is unhinged right now. GB News is unhinged. Okay, so right here, Prince William won't stand for it as Meghan signs off gifts with HRH title. GB News has decided that they are going to hedge their bets on this takedown of Meghan because she dare use the HRH titles. Oh, by the way, Olive Perry, thank you so much for the super sticker and thank you for being here. But yeah, they have decided to try to take down Meghan for using the HRH. Now, Droopy Dog, the Hanna-Barbera character named Droopy Dog, or Ingrid Sewers, whichever one you Sewers, Ingrid Seward. Well, that's what I'm trying to say. Seward, Stewart, Ingrid Seward or Seaweed or whatever her name is. Um, Royal commentator Ingrid Seward responds to Meghan Markle's remarks that only now she lives in California and can have her honeymoon. And as you can see at the top, I just think that she is sometimes remarkably stupid. The woman who let a prankster give her a couple of $100 to sit on television and claim that she saw the Oprah Winfrey interview before anybody else in the world. And you're saying that Meghan is stupid? Meghan is stupid because you, Ingrid Seward, sat on television with a couple of pranksters and claimed that you have seen the Oprah Winfrey interview. You did that, knowing that you hadn't seen anything. But because of the invisible contract, she still has a job. She could not work. She could not work for an American news outlet. She could not do these guest appearances or anything. She would be totally blacklisted from ever working on American television. And not just her, but Dickie Arbiter. Vicky Arbiter with that horrible high pitched voice. And of course, Richard Fitzwilliams. Or is it Fitzwilliams? All four of them should never be able to go on television again. But this is GB News. And, GB News will hire anybody. They have comedians giving commentaries and such. So why wouldn't they have her? But yeah, for just a few $100s, her integrity went washing down the drain. No integrity whatsoever. None. Let me see here. Where is the prank? Where is the prank? I want to see if I can find her prank. She got pranked by those two guys that made a fool out of not just her, but the whole rest of that crew of people. Oh, that was 4 years ago, wasn't it?
The following video was filmed on the 5th of March 2021, 2 days before Harry and Meghan's interview was seen by anyone.
In the interview, from start to finish, Meghan was acting.
The world is waiting on the biggest interview of the year.
Were you silent or were you silenced?
Harry and Meghan with Oprah. Everyone has an opinion.
A bit of a gold digger.
Very sad that the relationship with his brother has changed.
I don't think their marriage will last.
But no one has actually seen what Harry and Meghan have to say. Instead, the airwaves are full of royal experts influencing public opinion by giving their views into the soap opera of the decade.
You just think, could there be a more inappropriate time for all this to be blasting out in public?
But do these experts actually know what they're talking about?
It is certain, of course. I'm so sorry. Let me just once again hand back to you, Ben.
Would these paid commentators give a review of an interview they've not yet seen? To put this to the test, Archie and I set up a production company. Beneath the Fold Limited, we found some royal experts and used our very own royal expert to gauge their interest.
Together a special for a UK broadcaster to be broadcast immediately after the interview that Harry and Meghan have given to CBS with Oprah. And we're looking for guests to comment on the interview, basically. So it will be pre-recorded. So we're actually recording it tomorrow. And it's just to offer kind of an immediate reaction to the interview that will then go out after the interview, if that makes sense.
The experts were happy to act as if they'd already seen the interview. Their fees were negotiated and their contract signed. This is what happened.
Ingrid Seward is the editor of Majesty magazine.
Have you ever read Majesty magazine?
No, but neither does anyone else, so that's all right.
We're going to be doing a post-match analysis of Harry and Meghan's interview with Oprah, which is obviously coming out in a few days' time.
Richard Fitzwilliams, royal commentator.
Ingrid Seward, I'm editor-in-chief of Majesty magazine.
You've not seen the interview yet, have you? No. No, great. I think we have a fair idea of where the interview's going, and we have a fair idea.
You do, definitely.
Okay, great. Are you ready to go? Brilliant. Okay, let's go.
What was your overall impression of the interview?
I think that this was an extremely hard-hitting interview.
In the interview, to my mind, this was an actress giving one of her great performances. From start to finish, Meghan was acting.
Do you think, looking back now, that Oprah went rather soft on Harry and Meghan?
I think the interview was really an iron fist in a velvet glove.
It was not a balanced interview. Oprah is a friend and gave them an easy ride. She was totally sympathetic, and there is a great deal in it that the palace will find deeply concerning.
Were you surprised in the interview to hear Meghan's comments about Prince William?
To hear her talking about members of the royal family didn't surprise me at all. I think she was very unwise to do it, but she's the kind of woman that wants her say.
Meghan used extremely strong language to describe her relations with members of the royal household.
So, having seen the interview, what do you think it said about Meghan's relationship with the Queen?
I think what it said is Meghan's relationship with the royal household was not very good.
The interview told us that Harry and Meghan both greatly admire the Queen, but not the institution.
Meghan spoke about her love of animals. Obviously, in the interview, Meghan talked about the Balham Donkey Sanctuary. What does that tell us about Meghan's character?
Meghan talked about her love of animals, love of dogs, love of the donkey sanctuary.
In the interview, the nicest thing about Meghan was that she, it's her love of animals.
She does have a love of animals, but that's only one side of it. That's a domestic side.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we got to look at the broad picture, which is not a very pretty one.
Meghan Markle saying she won't take the vaccine in the interview. What was your reaction to that?
I think it's very selfish. There are people who are anti-vax.
So now that we know what has been said in the interview, do you think this is going to play well or badly for Harry and Meghan?
There wasn't a real need to go into so much detail as to why they were unhappy as members of the royal family.
Brilliant. I think that's everything, really.
So there you have it. 4 leading royal experts willingly commenting on something they know absolutely nothing about.
Why was this interview necessary?
Now, he said 4 people. One person that was missing via her lawyers was Victoria Arbiter. She cried and wailed and carried on in such a way that the pranksters eventually had to remove her from the video. However, it remains as a permanent and very public record of deception that all 4 of them are capable of. They used a whole bunch of word salad and mumbo jumbo. Included in that was Ingrid, especially when they talked about the donkey sanctuary, something that does not even exist. And out of the 4 of them, not one person said, "Pardon me? What sanctuary?" They didn't even bother to try to understand. They just were so eager to get that 300 pounds, which I believe was the going rate, was 300 pounds. They totally sold out their integrity for 300 pounds. This has never been called into question by any of the news agencies over there. They all seem to willingly accept them as they have always, as being these big experts. Now, in Majesty Magazine, I don't even know if that exists. What is Majesty Magazine? If it is something, obviously it's something that only has several copies printed and then they're done. But other than that, I've never heard of Majesty Magazine. It's almost as though Majesty Magazine is just something for Ingrid to say when she wants to go on television. So let's do the math. Washed out, old, shriveled up royal reporter from Majesty Magazine, a character from the Hanna-Barbera cartoon franchise. And what do you get? Ingrid Seward, whatever her name is. Royal commentator Ingrid Seward. That's what you get. You just have to do the math. It's one part shriveled up old loser has-been of a reporter, and one part Hanna-Barbera character. And when you combine those, you get Ingrid Seaweed. Yeah, that's what you get. Now, for extra flavor, you have to throw in a Brigitte Macron wig. Yeah. It's almost as though there's a competition between Ingrid and Brigitte Macron to see who can pack the most layers of bleach blonde, bad built, butch body hair wigs. Anyway, yeah, and she had the nerves to call Meghan stupid. She had the nerves to call Meghan stupid. Now, Prince William plans to prevent Prince Harry and Meghan Markle from using their HRH titles in a private capacity when he becomes king, sources have claimed. Sources have claimed. And we know about sources, right? Sources have claimed. The move comes after Meghan has continued to use her royal honorific despite a 2020 agreement not to do so. William's stance contrasts sharply with King Charles, who has not appeared to address the issue. Well, as far as we know, Prince William has not addressed the issue. All we know is sources claim. Sources claim. The gift basket incident was revealed on Jaime Kern Lima's podcast, where Meghan sent homemade strawberry sauce with a compliments slip clearly stating, with the compliments of HRH, the Duchess of Sussex. This follows an earlier controversy when Meghan published a letter addressing her as Your Royal Highness on Instagram. Oh, well. Okay. Oh, there is a Majesty magazine. Okay. What's that? Bleach blonde, bad built, butch body bigot. Got it. I got it. Okay, so there you go. This is what the whole HRH gate is about. Now, I explained yesterday that this is not true, that's not true. Okay, so Russell Myers is among the ones that are trying to stir up this controversy. However, one of the squatties were very quick to find this, saying, what was the agreement between Harry, Meghan, and the Queen? And there it says, key informal agreement was, and it is an informal agreement. It was not a signed agreement. It was very informal. It was like a little handshake agreement. They would not use their HRH titles publicly, but still retain them legally. And obviously, this was not meant for the public. This was a gift to a friend, right? That was a gift to a friend. Also, it says they would not use their HRH titles publicly, but still retain them legally. They would keep their Duke and Duchess of Sussex titles. They would be allowed to pursue private financial activities, commercial work like Netflix, Spotify. They agreed to uphold the Queen's values, meaning no action would damage the crown. And of course, the whole 12-month period and everything. But as it says here, it was an understanding based on discussions, public statements, and private conversations. There was no signed legal contract about these points. It was an understanding based on discussions, public statements, and private conversations. But Harry and Meghan are not supposed to use their titles for the purposes of commerce or trade. And that definitely does not involve commerce or trade. This was a gift to a friend, and she, posted that on her Instagram. Now, I didn't save these photos, but I saw them. Princess Michael of Kent, Her Royal Highness Princess Michael of Kent. She used her title, HRH, Her Royal Highness Princess Michael of Kent. She used it for a book. And she's not the only one. There were other members of the family who used the HRH titles. Meghan is entitled to use her HRH amongst her friends. Now, she agreed not to do it. She didn't use it when she wrote a book, right? She did not use it. She just has the Duchess of Sussex. She didn't use the HRH. Princess Michael of Kent used the HRH. And there were others, but I just don't remember. But other people in the family have used their HRH status. Now, I know that we have had some problems with Professor lately. However, I want you to hear this. Have an open mind. Don't break your electronic device. Are y'all still there? Don't go nowhere, y'all.
In the grand tradition, in the theatre of British royalty, it appears the current subplot is less Shakespearean tragedy and more reality TV reboot. Subtitled Her Royal Highness Redux, we're now deep into Act 4 of the Sussex saga, where monograms meet missteps and a gift basket bearing the title HRH, the Duchess of Sussex, has already set the stage ablaze once more. But before lunging pitchforks or pens, we have to ask more measured questions, like how has a courtesied style, one no longer in official use, come to symbolize the fraying fabric of family, monarchy, and public dignity? So beginning with the basics, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry stepped down from royal duties in 2020, and not entirely willingly. Harry wanted to keep his military links, and he wasn't allowed to, as part of the so-called Sandringham Agreement. It was churlish, it was cheap. And they agreed not to use the HRH styles in any working capacity. Crucially, they were not stripped of the style. It remains theirs by right. It remains Prince Harry's by birth. And whoever a prince of the realm marries is automatically entitled to the title HRH. It remains unused out of honour to the terms set out by the agreement, which was approved by the late Queen. And this is not a legal disinheritance, no act of parliament, no letters patent revoked. Instead, it was a mutual understanding, informal, yes, but powerful by virtue of its symbolism. And yet, in a podcast, there's this gift card unearthed like an archaeological shard from Montecito. The Duchess of Sussex used HRH in correspondence, albeit reportedly in a private context. Cue the uproar, headlines, think pieces, Twitter meltdowns, and now, if reports are to be believed, a whisper campaign from within the palace that Prince William, the future king, wants the final guillotine drop, complete stripping of titles. Now, I'm not sure that is even legal. I'm sure it's possible. I'm not certain that it's not prudent, and it comes across, as I said earlier, as cheap. Because here's the awkward historical truth. Nobody in royal history has lost their HRH without a divorce first. Diana, Sarah Ferguson, and that's the precedent. And even then, it was a matter of optics, not constitutional necessity. Harry and Meghan, for all their grievances and Netflix documentaries, remain married, not to mention the parents of 2 children who remain in the line of succession. Moreover, peerages such as the Duke of Sussex are granted, not inherited in Harry's case, and there's no precedent for revoking one without the recipient's gross misconduct and an Act of Parliament. Even then, the optics would be Dickensian, the Crown using legislative muscle to punish its prodigal son, or in the case of Prince William, its prodigal brother. It would make for dreadful PR and even worse, politics. The phrase working royal, as I pointed out a few times, is a ridiculous oxymoron. It conjures images of solemn ribbon cutting and ceremonial head tilting, perhaps seasoned with a factory tour or two. What we're really talking about is the difference between subsidized visibility and self-funded celebrity. One may wear a tiara, the other a podcast mic. But it doesn't change the nature of the birth of the individual. To feign outrage over a stylized gift card, especially when we're talking about a woman who is no longer on the civil list, who doesn't claim to represent the state, is to indulge in the very worst kind of courtly pedantry. It's theatrical loyalty at its most vapid. It's snobbery at its most outrageous. Meghan didn't attempt a coup. She sent ice cream. This then is not about statecraft, it's about snubbing, it's about pettiness dressed in ermine. And if Prince William does wish to excise his brother and sister-in-law from royal nomenclature, we must ask, is this an act of duty or an act of revenge? To strip someone of a style, not because they dishonoured the crown, but because they embarrassed the family, is to turn monarchy into melodrama, more East Enders than Elizabethan. And it begs the question, if Harry is no longer trusted with his titles, why is he still 5th in line to the throne? If there is to be a constitutional reckoning, let's be honest, not petty and piecemeal. Change the rules if you want to, but not the stationery. There's also something rather cruel and unmistakably gendered in this tone, in the tone of the whole affair. Once again, it's a woman who's targeted with special venom. Meghan, like Diana before her, like Sarah Ferguson, is accused of using the royal family while simultaneously being shunned by it. The Duchess is both too royal and not royal enough. She is apparently guilty of being both too visible and too absent. Yes, the use of HRH was clumsy. Yes, one could argue it was a breach of etiquette, but etiquette is not ethics, it's not treason, it's not disgrace, and it's certainly not a just cause for banishment from the family registry. So let's call this debate what it truly is, not a constitutional crisis, as the Daily Mail and the GB News would like to have it, but a symptom of a royal family still floundering in how to manage the tension between bloodline and branding, tradition and tabloid. If William wishes to lead as king, let him rise above such pettiness. The monarchy must remain an institution of dignity, not one of spiteful edits to Debrets. And as for Meghan and Harry, whatever titles they carry, let's hope they remember that character outlasts coronets and that history, not hashtags, will be the final arbiter of who acted with grace. Famous influencer.
Okay. So there you go. I would say that was very well rounded. However, I still say that the Duchess of Sussex reserves the right to use her title as she damn well chooses. That is her title. That is her children's birthright. They are members of the British royal family, the aristocracy. They're at the top of the aristocracy. They are the what do you call it? He's still 5th in line to the throne. It's much to do about nothing. With a phone call, the palace could end this debate about the use of HRH. They are more than capable of speaking out about things that they would rather conceal from the public to tamp it down, prevent any further conversation, all they have to do is pick up the phone. But instead, they are enjoying this Will and Kate good, Harry and Meghan bad thing going on. And of course, Charles and his concubine, they seemingly rise above all debate. Notice they're not pushing Charles to talk to Meghan or to deal with Meghan. They're trying to use William. They're trying to get William all riled up because they know Charles is not going to do anything. It's much to do about nothing. She used the HRH, and that was that. And as Meghan said, I'm not following any of that stuff. If things are big enough and important enough, someone, a member of my team, will alert me. But other than that, because that is the photo is still on Instagram, means that that's where it's supposed to stay. It will remain. They don't have a right to, or should I say, they don't have probable cause to tell her not to use it. Jennifer Clark, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you so much for being here. But yeah, it's Meghan's to use. They have not done anything against that family. Nothing. Their interview, that was not unprecedented. William has done interviews. Charles has done interviews. They've all done interviews. So what? Or how about writing a book? Well, they all got books. Well, at least Charles and Harry, both of them spoke out about the less than ideal parenting they experienced. So again, that was not something outside of normal royal family stuff. They don't have a case. They just don't have a case. Professor looks like hell. I'll say that. Professor looks like hell. I don't know. I don't want to be mean, but Professor looks like somebody who just wandered off, doesn't he? Professor looks like somebody who just wandered off, like someone who just wandered away from the home. Now, I'm going to end with this, I think. The Invictus Games delegation has arrived in Abuja, Nigeria, where they will meet with senior military leaders and visit the under construction Armed Forces Invictus Center in Abuja. So this center is kind of like the place that they have in Ukraine, is kind of like a community center, one-stop shop for things that's necessary for the healing of the wounded soldiers. This is going to be a very elaborate space for the veterans and their families, the wounded servicemen and their families. And they've already broke ground. And I suppose that David Weissman will be helping to, I guess, monitor the construction. And you have on the end on the left there, that is Derek, what is it, Koba or something like that? He is also part of the Invictus. So at least we know those two for certain. And looks like there's another, well, I guess these are all Invictus people. Yeah, I guess they're all Invictus people. But yeah, that's what's going on here. Now, there is a little short video that I will show you featuring Dave Weissman. Let me see, did I put that over there or no? Yeah, and then we'll just have a closing thought, and then we're done for the day. 2 hours, not bad. Huh. Okay. If I can find the video, I know I have it. Or do I? Yeah, I have it. All right, Dave, where are you? Ah, there he is. Ah, it's only 4 seconds long. Not long at all. Only 4 seconds. Wait, did that go through? Let me try it again. There we go. Yeah, Dave Weissman, it seems like he spends more time in Nigeria than he spends at home. Let me see here. There we go.
It's just another cowboy's adventure.
That was it.
Hello. It's just another cowboy's adventure.
So yeah, that is Dave Weissman representing the Invictus Games. And lastly, surround yourself with people who have goals and dreams, who aspire to be more. They will encourage you. Okay? Remember that. Surround yourself with people who have goals and dreams, who aspire to be more. They will encourage you. That is what you're supposed to do. That is one of those keys to success. You have to surround yourself with like-minded people. Don't surround yourself with hateful, venomous individuals who are just there to undermine you and plot against you and be that little voice of negativity telling you what you cannot do. They're scared because they're afraid you're going to leave them behind. That's what that is. They're not scared of losing you. They're afraid of being left behind. You don't need that kind of energy in your life. If you're going to accomplish big things, get rid of that negativity. You have to just kind of lop it off, right? Get rid of it. It's not going to serve you. Sometimes you have to have enough confidence in yourself where you have to push past that negativity, past the doubt, past the naysayers. And only then are you free to accomplish everything that you ever wanted to do. So there you go. Very good podcast yesterday. If you haven't seen it, make sure, or if you haven't listened to it, make sure you do, because it was quite motivational. Okay. All right. Love you guys. Thank you very much. And I will see you all next time. Thank you, moderators, for keeping this the safe space that it has been for quite some time. All right. I will see you. Good night or good morning. God bless.